I work as a senior sales representative for a company that makes plumbing furnishings, and it isn't uncommon for me to travel 2 to 3 times each week. Say, on Monday, I could be in the office of the manager of a hardware store, explaining the technical details of a new sink and faucet we're launching, and having a demo of the updated features of a bathtub we're carrying in another state on Wednesday. Sure, it's a tedious occupation, but it's definitely a lot more rewarding than forever being my dad's apprentice butcher in our small town, at least until he passes on. The company I'm working for is quite popular worldwide, and I'm pretty sure that you've got one or two of our products in your kitchen, bathroom, or garden. I won't reveal the name of our company though, since I could get sacked if I do, and it's also irrelevant to the story that I'm about to tell you. While the company provides me with a considerable weekly stipend for accommodations, I am a cheapskate and will rather go for seedy motels instead of more luxurious options. My mindset is that I'm basically staying there for a single night, so why spend a lot when I can add it to the amount I'm going to dish out to my savings? Anyway, I just finished doing a demo of a new bidget that features some high-tech sensors in the conference room of a hardware chain somewhere in the Midwest, and I was already feeling the urge to lie down and take it easy for a bit. Driving 5 hours straight and explaining how a new bidget can wash away shit better for another two in front of a hardware staff really takes a lot out of you. The manager helpfully recommended some hotels in the area, but I was able to scope out a local bed and breakfast, meaning cheap, just a couple of miles from where I was when I was driving here. There were 2 or 3 other cars parked in the driveway when I got there. In fairness, the place wasn't that bad. When I got inside to ask for a room, the middle-aged woman at the counter told me I was lucky because the group of tourists that occupied almost all of them for a conference were leaving shortly, except for the one who was still nursing a nasty hangover. She tilted her head in the direction of some men in suits carrying briefcases in the reception area. I thought they were also salesmen like me, looking to save a few bucks. I nodded at them and they smiled while raising their beers. I'm a sociable guy, but I'm feeling really beat, so I decided against it. The woman got a guest list and asked me to fill it in with my information when I handed her the money, just as I thought. These guys listed sales representatives as their occupation in the 4th column. She handed me the key and added that breakfast was included with the room rental. It was usually served from 7 to 10 a.m., and I should inform her beforehand if I was going to be late, so she can save me some rolls, eggs, and what have you. The receptionist also pointed out that her liver and onion pie recipe she inherited from her grandmother who came from the old country was just too delicious to miss out. She became quite animated when she explained how getting the freshest ingredients and cooking them gently was the secret to getting the job done perfectly. I thought I'd sample a bit of that too, since I love trying different dishes at least once. My room was just up the stairs, the second one on the left. I noticed that the room before me had a cardboard "Do Not Disturb" sign hung on the doorknob. The very first thing I noticed about the room when I entered was my shoe squeaked a little when I walked on the floor. Upon closer inspection, I found out some thin plastic-like material was covering it instead of a carpet. No big deal though. Perhaps the owners have them to make cleanups more convenient. The clock on the bedside table glowed 9:30 p.m. Although I felt really tired, I have the habit of taking a quick warm shower first before climbing into bed. I think it helps me relax more and gets my body going for some Z's. So I took off my shoes and clothes and stepped into the shower. But the thing is, a very small piece of the wall came off when I adjusted the shower faucets just to get the right temperature I wanted. Although the piece was very tiny, it already gave me a clear view of the interior of the other room. It was a bit dark in there, but I could easily make out the bed, the bedside table, and a lamp. And after doing a quick logical thinking, I guessed that it was the room with the "Do Not Disturb" sign before mine. I switched the lights off in the bathroom to avoid getting caught too. I felt this very voyeuristic rush inside me. Who knows what I'll be able to see in the other room? Maybe there's a hooker in there getting ready to do the business with one of the guys I greeted downstairs. How's that for pre-bedtime entertainment? I even picked at the sides of the hole in the wall with my fingers to make it bigger. When my eyes completely adjusted to the darkness in the other room, I noticed that there were 2 feet sticking out just near the bed. Sex on the floor of the bed and breakfast, eh? Maybe these guys were into kinky sex, but I'm not complaining. My hopes of getting an eye full of strangers getting it on was immediately erased when I saw the middle-aged woman at the counter get into view. She was holding a big knife, and had somewhat a bored expression on her face, like she did this kind of thing on a regular basis. The feet stirred and began to thrash about, but the woman seemed not to notice. I can also hear a dull noise, like the sound you make when you try to talk when your mouth is full, when the thrashing started. She began stabbing and hacking at whomever it was on the floor, repeatedly, until the feet feel limp. I guess this all happened in 30 seconds or so. There was blood splattered on the woman's face and hands. I thought my heart was going to burst right then and there. I think I was going to faint too. A voice in the back of my head told me to run away and dial 911, but I kept watching out of curiosity. The woman still wasn't finished. While I couldn't see the whole thing, I think that she was sort of carving the body with her knife, until I saw her expression lightened as if she got what she was looking for and raised it to eye level for a closer inspection. And with the hundreds of times that I had helped my father at his butchery, I can certainly say that the organ she was raising was the liver. I got out of the shower as fast as I could, got dressed and ran down the stairs. I think I broke the world record for the fastest 3-point reversing in a car and speeding off too. I thought I would have died any minute because of my skyrocketing heartbeat and breathing rates, not mentioning the extreme anxiety I was going through after seeing what just happened in the next room. I had no idea where I was going, but anywhere is a lot better than staying in this place. And from that day on, I didn't just stay clear of shabby motels and similar establishments when I was traveling, but also totally crossed off liver and onion pies in my personal menu. Choose wisely where you'll stay when you're on the road.